If you do you crazy, you connected to this flag right. As I'm connected, I'm a gangbanger, man. I'm connected.
Now it's fuck all y'all, cause y'all thought it was over with, so now, fuck.
So
I'm the hottest now. Y'all gotta face it and y'all gotta respect me, bro, or I'm slapping the shit out.
50 Cent storms out mid-interview, Lil Wayne cuts off a host who brings up his daughter, and Snoop Dogg tells an interviewer to be happy he even showed up. These moments weren't just entertaining, they interviews which were shut down because of disrespect. 50 Cent is at Complex, ready to talk about his new show for life. You'd expect an interview about his exciting career shift, right? Well, it started that way. The host, Speedy Mormon, dove into the show and even touched on 50's ventures with Eminem, but soon things took a nosedive.
Speedy Mormon here from Complex, and today I am joined by a true legend, a Queens legend at that. 50 Cent is in the building. 50, what's up, man? How are you?
Good, man. No complaints.
Good, good. So the show for life premieres on ABC February 11th. You executive produced it. How excited are you?
Instead of sticking to the show, Speedy shifted the focus to a topic that 50 didn't come to discuss, his beef with French Montana.
Right things at the right time.
For sure. 50, I guess I'll get you out on this. It seems as though it all started with playful banter. It still seems that way to me, but what's up with French? Are you guys cool? Are you not cool?
At first, 50 kept it cool. He deflected the questions, redirecting the conversation to the project he was there to promote. But Speedy didn't back down, pushing further and even asking if 50 had gotten physical with French.
There was rumors that you snuffed him in a club in Miami or something. Is there any truth to any of that?
No, that's not true.
Okay.
Would I do a thing like that?
I don't know, I wouldn't put it past you.
Why would you think that way? Would you think Will Smith would do that?
I would
I
not
can't
think
believe
Will
you
Smith
would say these things about me.
I'm not saying them about you. The internet said these things
Would
about
you? I think this guy right here would assault French Montana.
But 50 would not assault French Montana.
Not me, no. You kidding me?
Okay.
That was the tipping point. 50 fired back, clearly offended, and when Speedy suggested he wouldn't put such behavior past him, 50 stood up and walked out. He wasn't about to let anyone paint him as violent just for the sake of clicks.
Me, if you do you crazy, you connected to this flag right. As I'm connected, I'm a gangbanger, man. I'm connected.
Lil Wayne has always been unapologetically himself, and this interview was no exception. Back in 2016, after claiming he'd never experienced racism, Wayne found himself under fire. So when he sat down with ABC News, it was clear the interviewer wasn't going to let him off the hook. At first, the questions were general about his upbringing, his music, but then things took a personal turn.
God knows I have been nothing but blessed. My whole path, these 33 years have been nothing but a blessing. I have never, never is a strong word, never dealt with racism. I thought that was clearly a message that there was no such thing as racism. That's what I thought that was.
Okay.
Interviewer brought up Wayne's controversial comments, asking if he'd reconsider them. Wayne stayed calm, but when the conversation shifted to Black Lives Matter, his frustration bubbled over. His response, a bold statement about how his life matters.
Young, black, rich, if that don't let you know that America understands black matter these days, I don't know what it is. Don't come at me with that dumb man. My life matters, especially to my.
Then came the straw that broke the camel's back. The interviewer referenced Wayne's daughter to challenge him. That hit a nerve.
Do you separate yourself from it?
I feel connected to a damn thing that ain't got nothing to do with me. If you do you crazy, you connected to this flag right. As I'm connected, I'm a gangbanger, man. I'm connected.
He ended our interview angrily.
Wayne didn't hold back, shutting down the conversation entirely. He wasn't about to let anyone use his family to prove a point.
New Orleans, I make great music. I can't help but be New Orleans, but again, I don't make brass band music, nor second line music, nor am I into second lines, nor am I into brass band music. So if this is a brass band music or second line interview, we can end it now because I don't want to talk about that because I'm not into that.
Let me set the scene. Lil Wayne is sitting across from an interviewer, ready to talk about his music, his career, and what makes him one of the greatest in the game. But instead of diving into rap, the interviewer keeps bringing up jazz. Now, Wayne is from New Orleans, the birthplace of jazz, but that doesn't mean he's obligated to talk about it.
I wanted to get to is there is some form of jazz in your poetry?
No, sir, there isn't.
So when you get to compose a song, Is it done on the spot when you go to the studio, or you write it down in a
I
journal?
don't write music. I just record when I get there. Yes.
So you never did any kind of poetry that you did write down to
No, I don't.
use later?
No, I don't want to do poetry. I'm not into poetry. This interview is with a rapper. So I don't understand.
Wayne, ever the professional, tried to steer the conversation back to his music, but the interviewer wasn't getting the hint. They kept circling back to jazz, insisting there was some connection between his rap and the city's second line music.
Tell Miss Kia I don't like this interview. This one here over with.
Kia?
Yeah, you cut that off. Go ahead. I don't like you. You go ahead. Not feeling you.
What did I do wrong to you? Talking about the honors?
Yo, the interview is over, yo. Who next? It's over.
No explanation?
Yeah, it's over.
That's why I was getting next. I know. We just gonna end this.
Wayne finally had enough. He looked the interviewer in the eye and made it clear, I don't want to talk about jazz, no. When they didn't let up, Wayne cut the interview short. He wasn't about to waste time on a topic that had nothing to do with him.
And look, bro, Chief Keef, you said you beat up Chief Keef.
You know I beat Chief Keef fast, brother.
This in the questions, bro. I got a list of questions, bro. Can I ask these
you-
questions like that? It be like that. You got some money, bro? Cause I bought some Butterbucks.
Ooh, my favorite.
I bought some Butterbucks for you.
Ooh,
Let's start there.
let's start there. One of these my favorite, right here. Boy, I'm finna go hit your favorite weed.
Imagine sitting down for an interview and being mocked in real time. That's exactly what happened when FBG Butter appeared on J Mane's podcast. It started with J Mane trying to get under Butter's skin by pulling out fake cash and jokingly calling it Butter Bucks.
Another thing for your red ass.
Boy, what? Come on, folks, you playing with me, folks.
This a mouse trap.
Man, I don't know nothing about that shit. Shorty, my
Lil
slacks
J
get
told
on-
me you was a rat,
on
bro.
Tuka, before you touch that, talking about this fucking folks. On Tuka, you making me mad, brother. I love you, folks. I'm trying to show you love on camera, folks. I ain't gonna never flaw you out. But this shit right here, you flawing me out, folks.
Bro.
That's goofy shit. That's clown shit, J Man. We gonna start. What you say? We gonna start there? That's goofy shit.
Butter laughed it off at first, trying to stay composed, but then J Mane crossed the line. He pulled out a mousetrap, insinuating that Butter was a rat, a serious accusation in the rap world. You could see Butter's patience wearing thin, but he still kept his cool, calmly telling J Mane to cut the nonsense.
Was sincerely explaining to his homie J Mane, the show host decided to push his limits.
It's like I'm arguing with my boyfriend and I ain't no gay man, folks.
Alright.
On 2nd grade, folks. It's like I'm keep going back and forth with Lil J and what Lil J say.
Bro.
What they doing? It's like gay man, 2 men fucking.
Now look,
That's
bro.
what it's looking like.
It's a lot.
Come on, J Man.
Bro.
Folks. Come on, G. Come on, folks. Now that's too far, J Man. We gonna start with this too far, J Man, folks. What the fuck? That's too far, folks. What the fuck is that, folks? Come on.
Bro,
Hey,
this
we
an
going,
interview,
Splax.
man. This an interview.
I gotta
bro.
have the handlers, man.
Bro,
Me and the
bro.
handlers gonna go, man.
When J Mane pushed further, the tension in the room skyrocketed. Butter finally called him out, standing his ground and letting J Mane know that disrespect wasn't something he would tolerate. The whole vibe shifted. J Mane looked visibly shaken, realizing he had pushed way too far. It was a clear lesson. Butter doesn't play when it comes to respect. Picture this, Snoop Dogg arrives in Norway for an Adidas promo 5 hours late. Not the best start, but hey, it's Snoop. When he finally showed up, the first question the interviewer asked wasn't about the event or the brand, it was about his tardiness. Now, Snoop is one of the coolest rappers out there, but even he has his limits.
You're 5 hours late here. And
Man, shut the fuck up. Come on, man.
no, we just saw you on Twitter from the
No,
border.
about I'm 5 hours late. Nigga, I'm here. Nigga, be happy I'm here and ask some real questions.
He wasn't having it. Snoop fired back, telling the interviewer to shut the expletive up and be happy he was even there.
Why you were so late? And I saw you were twittering about me being stopped at the border.
I was late because I went to go get some chicken wings. That's why I was late.
All right, next one.
Yeah, get this
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. First question. Fuck out of here.
He didn't owe anyone an explanation, but when pressed, he casually mentioned that he was late because he stopped for some chicken wings. Classic Snoop. Eventually, he had the interviewer kicked out, ending the conversation on his terms. It was a masterclass in handling disrespect with swagger, proving once again that Snoop is always in control of the room, even 5 hours late.
And Christopher, hello. Hi. Christopher. Christopher, hello.
Now this one is a mix of comedy and cringe. Wiz Khalifa sat down with a Danish interviewer who started off claiming to be a big fan. But things went downhill fast. The interviewer dropped the N-word casually, trying to quote Wiz's album title.
First of all, I really liked the album.
Thank you.
I listened to it yesterday and I just kept on listening. It was great.
Cool, thanks, bro.
It's called Only Niggas in First Class.
Yep.
Wiz laughed it off at first, but you could see he was uncomfortable. Didn't stop there. The interviewer misquoted his lyrics, confused Wiz's hometown of Pittsburgh for Canada, and even credited him with 50 Cent's hit song In Dog Club.
Any concerns using the N-word?
Nah, not really.
The reason I ask is that some of my niggas might find it offensive. I'm joking. We obviously don't have any black people in Denmark.
For real? There's not?
No, none.
Wiz tried to stay patient, correcting the interviewer calmly at first, but the constant mistakes and disrespect wore him down. When the interviewer brought up ridiculous questions about ice hockey in Canada, Wiz had enough.
Originally from Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
How was it growing up in Canada?
You act like a dumbass again.
Dumbass?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just because, you know, Pittsburgh, they have this hockey team that you like.
It's not Canada.
Now, I thought ice hockey was in Canada.
Sharpest tool in the shed, are you?
No.
You just wear a suit just to look like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But you don't know shit.
We kind of have the same style.
No, because I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but you know.
Cut this dude off, man.
It's over. Interview's over.
I also really have to go now.
You do have to go now.
But it was, you know.
Bye.
There's nothing.
Have a nice day. Yeah. Thank you.
He called the guy out, telling him he wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed, and ended the interview right there. It was a train wreck, but Wiz handled it with as much grace as anyone could.
You guys been waiting a long time.
We've been cussing at each other, cool, kind of half minute.
Trying to expose each other all the time, back and forth.
Yeah, man. I honestly, I'm glad he showed up because I just got questions. And it looked like he got a lot of answers.
Soulja Boy is not someone you can downplay, and DJ Akademiks learned that the hard way. On Everyday Struggle, Akademiks tried to brush off Soulja's achievements, but Soulja came in ready to prove his point. The energy was electric right from the start, with Soulja listing all his accomplishments, from being the first rapper on YouTube to discovering Chief Keef. Akademiks tried to challenge him, but Soulja wasn't having it.
Why you think Akademiks sitting in here right now? I'm the reason Akademiks sitting in here.
Nah, hold on, we got
yo. Off the rim. No.
Okay.
But folks, when I was beefing with Chris Brown and Migos, this had 20, 30 videos on me in 1 day, 2 days.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie,
I'm the first biggest rapper to shout the out, bro. Before me, nobody respect the Akademiks in the rap game. I know all the rappers. None of these. I'm the first. I'm the first to say DJ Akademiks out my mouth on a public platform on Instagram when he was trying to troll me about my condo and my Airbnb. I said, man, DJ Akademiks. Put your stream on all day playing Fortnite and shit.
Hold on, but I'm
support
not
the black community.
People,
it's not a scam. Every game on here is licensed. It's 800 P-Star games that are licensed. I sold $1 million in 1 day. Nintendo approached me.
Why would they approach you?
Akademiks.
Why would they approach you?
Because they trying to see what the fuck going on. It's a young black kid just made $1 million within 24 hours.
You know
in our
I
games
they
and on
approach you?
We want in.
You know I know they
approach you. Are you fucking retarded?
No, I'm not.
At one point, Akademiks joked about Soulja's video game console being a scam, which only fueled the fire. Soulja passionately defended himself, even pulling out receipts to back up his claims.
Nigga push me, y'all clown me and play me. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm back with a vengeance, and now it's all y'all bruh, cause y'all thought it was over with, so now y'all niggas, bro. So I'm the hottest now. Y'all gotta face it and y'all gotta respect me, bro, or I'm slapping the shit out of bro.
The conversation got heated as Soulja dominated the discussion, reminding everyone why he's a trailblazer in the industry. By the end, it was clear that Soulja wasn't just defending his legacy, he was making sure everyone in the room and watching at home respected it.
Nah, see, look, man, you going all over the place. You going all over the place. First, you just talking about spending money to talk to the bitch. Then you talking about you spending money on your friends. Listen, my ask me a question. right? You asked me a question, and then you brought up age. Just why I don't like talking to young niggas. Hold on, hear me out. Young homie, hear me out. This is why I don't like talking to young niggas and females. Because this what they do. When you say something, they say something. You don't let me get my point out.
I'm listening to comprehend, not respond. I'm listening to comprehend, not respond, man. Like,
let me come on real. I get paid to talk. Let me stop talking over there for.
Charleston White's appearance on the Go Crazy podcast was chaotic from the start. The host kept interrupting him, talking over his answers, and throwing out hostile questions. You could see Charleston trying to keep his cool, but the lack of professionalism was too much. He even called them out for being disrespectful, but the interruptions kept coming.
Rappers have never came up with their own identity.
So you a carbon cop?
Nah. I was born before rap. Nigga, I mimic Uncle Wayne them, who had a watch, who had a chain, who had a pinky ring, and who had cars that they own in barbershops. Yeah, I'm a barbershop nigga. But to go back to your feelings, yeah, nigga, I'm contradicting.
No, we standing on feelings. This ain't no feelings.
No, nigga, you didn't have me.
Your brain, nigga.
That's why I don't like talking to young niggas.
Nigga, I ain't young.
At one point, Charleston was visibly frustrated, telling the host that this was why he hated talking to younger crowds. The host didn't take the hint and kept piling on. Finally, Charleston decided he'd had enough.
I ain't young.
How old are you?
I'm old enough to know I'm standing on business. Answer the question.
How old are you? Because you asked me a question and you won't let me answer. You asked me a question.
But you on some police shit. I asked you something, you go with the police question.
Your first question was... Your first question was...
First question, let me see how old ass got
man,
to
I'm
be.
done. Get them niggas back their money. They won't let me answer the question. Get them niggas back their money. Man, I'm talking.
Hey man, get your old ass back. Hey, get your sensitive ass back over here.
Man, get them niggas back their money. Let's go. They asked me 50 questions at one time.
Well, bounce up the ass, nigga. We don't give a fuck about those small ass, nigga. You ain't your team. Hey, real boy, with them old ass Air Max on. Run your little ass up out of here. Hey, matter of fact, where that coat I gave that bum ass nigga? Get that from me.
He stood up, told them exactly how he felt, and walked out mid-interview. The message was clear. If you can't show respect, you're not going to get his time. It was a bold move, but one that perfectly matched Charleston's unapologetic personality.
Welcome, sir.
What's up with you?
I haven't seen anybody smoke what you're smoking. What are we smoking right now? What is this? Is this like just a Black and Mild?
Black and Mild, yeah.
Okay. Is this like it's just a more flavorful cigarette?
I don't even know if you would say flavorful is this.
ESTG came to the Bootleg Kev podcast to talk about his upcoming album, but that's not what happened. Instead, Kev kept bringing up random topics like aliens, NFL teams, and even jewelry. You could tell G wasn't interested, but he stayed polite, trying to redirect the conversation back to his music.
What about your thoughts on, are you hip to what's happening with the alien stuff right now? Because they're saying, you know, this guy went and testified to Congress that pretty much all but admitting that aliens are a real thing. Did you see that?
Fuck them aliens. Niggas still gotta pay their bills tomorrow. If an alien invasion happen, you still gonna have to.
Do you think aliens are real though, ESTG?
Man, wait, how much do that affect you?
But do you think they're real?
I don't give a damn if they real. What they gonna change? They gonna get niggas.
But Kev wasn't getting the memo. He kept derailing the interview with off-topic questions like asking if G believed in aliens or whether he'd been to the NFL Combine. G finally hit his limit.
The viral moment where there was just all this cash, and at that time I feel like there was like a bidding war going on for ESTG at that moment. One, what made you rock with Gotti, and what is something over the last 2 or 3 years that you have learned? Well, for the very first time in Bootleg Kev podcast history, we had someone walk off of the set. Interesting.
Without saying a word, he stood up and walked out, leaving everyone in the room stunned. The silence afterwards said it all. G wasn't going to waste his time on a platform that couldn't stay focused on the reason he was there. It was a quiet but powerful way of demanding respect for his craft.
Whether I'm at a dinner with Anna Wintour, or you know, I'm at a listening session with Pusha, or me and Virgil are in Rome giving designs to Fendi over and over and getting our designs knocked down. brought the leather jogging pants 6 years ago to Fendi, and they said no. How many fuckers you done seen with a leather jogging?
Kanye West interviews are always an event, and his sit-down with Zane Lowe was no different. Kanye showed up ready to share his vision, but Zane had a habit of interrupting, throwing Kanye off his rhythm. It wasn't long before Kanye had to address it, calling Zane out right there. You could feel the tension rise, but instead of backing down, Kanye turned it into one of his most passionate rants about being misunderstood.
The same type of guy you might meet in Hollywood, you might meet that same type of character in fashion, you might meet that same type of character in music. You got some straight up people that do it for the love and they want to promote it. It's all about that. You got some people that's trying to like make their way. It's like what it said, 5%, 10%, 85%ers. And it's like this, the 10%ers, the media for the most part. The 85%ers don't really know what it is. And the 5%ers that know what it is can't get it past the 10%ers. So this alone would be a break. This is a jump past. This is gonna get taken off the internet.
He talked about his struggles in the fashion industry, his creative genius, and how the media constantly mislabels him. It was classic Kanye, fiery, raw, and unapologetic.
It's that thing that people slave over. That's that thing that people are slaves to. That's that thing I'm a slave to. That's passion. That's that thing where you can hold it. That's that dreaming about a new pair of Jordans. That's the process of opening up a Nike box. That thing that Steve gave us when you open up your new iPhone and you got the iPhone 5, whether you stood in line for it or whatever you did and stuff, and you open it up and you got this new product. That's that transform.
By the end, the interruptions didn't matter because Kanye had taken full control of the narrative. It wasn't just an interview anymore. It was a defining moment that reminded everyone why Kanye is one of the most fascinating and polarizing figures in the industry.
Time, maybe I felt you didn't have it. But then now when I hear stuff like Dreams and I hear things, I hear the music now, and don't take offense to this, I may have felt that you were getting a little lazy with the music. That's how I felt.
Okay.
You know, that's how I felt. And so, yes, I was definitely.
Nicki Minaj has never been one to hold back, and when Hot 97 disrespected her hit song Starships during Summer Jam, she let them have it. The station's DJ called the song not real hip-hop, dismissing Nicki's versatility as an artist. Nicki didn't stay quiet. She pulled out of her performance at the event and later addressed the situation head-on, defending her ability to cross genres and dominate charts.
You know, Nicki, when you get into that successful, a lot of records selling, pop and streetwise, you know, you saw when other rappers got on that, you know, that place, and then, you know, that's where the darts go because you're the staple of.
She reminded everyone that she's a rapper first, but that doesn't mean she has to stay boxed in. Her success in pop, rap, and everything in between speaks for itself. Nicki made it clear that being multidimensional isn't a flaw, it's a strength.
Go and ask Lil Wayne and go and ask Gucci Mane, have they ever wrote a lyric for me?
They never said they wrote for you.
They can't.
No, they never said
They respect my pen. But they respect my pen, you know?
Her response wasn't just about Starships, it was about demanding respect for her artistry. She showed once again why she's not just a rapper, but a powerhouse who refuses to let anyone diminish her accomplishments.
Was on her Instagram Live, and she was talking about Access Hollywood and going off on the blog, just basically for coverage about the one thing you should never talk about.
Cardi B is known for keeping it real, and when Access Hollywood twisted her words about her family, she didn't hold back. In an interview, Cardi spoke about balancing her career with being a mom, but the outlet took her comments out of context, making it sound like she resented spending time with her daughter. That was the last straw for Cardi.
Male duties. And he, of course, is saying that this is not true. Robert De Niro's attorney said the allegations made by Robinson are beyond absurd. Her name is Graham Chase Robinson. She said she was hired in 2008 as his executive assistant and that he communicated to her in a hostile, abusive, and intimidating manner and referred to her as a bitch and a brat.
Wow.
So she said he was often intoxicated. He would lash out at her and joke with her about his Viagra prescription and ask her to imagine him on the toilet.
She took to social media calling out Access Hollywood for their misleading narrative. Cardi explained how much she loves her daughter and how hard she works to provide for her. Her raw, emotional response resonated with fans who rallied behind her.
And they were talking about tattoos they have that they regret.
Never have ever gotten a tattoo I regret.
I got like 3 different men tatted on me, you know what I'm saying? They gotta go.
It's not really funny, I just have a really bad tattoo on my chest.
What is it?
It says get back to work, but it's like backwards, so that when you read it in the mirror, it's like get back to work.
She made it clear that her family comes first and that no media outlet had the right to question her dedication as a mother. It wasn't just a clapback, it was a lesson in standing up for yourself when the narrative gets twisted.
So nothing bothers you? What bothers you? Racism doesn't bother you? Bad words don't bother you? What bothers you?
I hate frauds and pretentious people and I don't know. I hate people who's not comfortable with themselves. That scares me.
Tyler, the creator, has a unique way of handling interviews, and his appearance on Channel 4 was a masterclass in sarcasm. The interviewer kept throwing outdated stereotypes about rap culture at him as if Tyler was supposed to fit into some predefined mold. Instead of getting defensive, Tyler used his signature humor to call out the ignorance.
You hate phonies? Yeah, I hate people who don't really like what they like.
What do you mean?
For example, like it's like people who don't really, like you don't really like that. You just, like I've known people who only like stuff because either I like it or it's the cool thing to like or things like that, and these people aren't comfortable with themselves.
Thing to do.
Like, yeah, like they'll base their opinion off someone else's opinion because they don't want to be like the odd.
When asked questions that felt out of touch, he turned them into jokes, exposing how ridiculous they were. You could see the interviewer struggling to keep up while Tyler stayed cool and controlled.
You don't even look comfortable.
You think we'll ever have a gay rap artist?
Maybe one day. That would be, but that's like, why does that matter?
I know.
Like, if he want to dudes or whatever, why does that matter? Like, why do we care?
I've never figured that out.
That's so fucking crazy.
He made it clear that rap is diverse and doesn't fit into a single box. Tyler didn't just defend himself, he flipped the script, showing that he's not just an artist but a sharp, quick-witted thinker. By the end, it was obvious who was in control of the conversation, and it wasn't the interviewer.
Being like into music from these kids that are trying to like make it and trying to build a name for themselves is like, oh, that's some culture vulture. Like, what does that even mean? I don't understand what that means.
Yeah.
Would you rather me like not
exactly
like, acknowledge anything or support? Like that's some real like confused like.
Yeah.
Drake knows how to handle tricky situations, and his interview on BBC Radio 1 was proof. The host tried to steer the conversation toward rumors and personal drama, hoping to get a reaction, but Drake wasn't having it. Instead of getting drawn into the gossip, he stayed calm and shifted the focus back to his music.
I'm not making any money. I'm just enjoying, like, I love music, you know, and I love to see people thriving in their element.
Yeah. I mean, even
know?
the fact that you're willing to share your stage with local artists, and that's not even just UK. Like when we were in France, you were like, yeah, let's bring out some French artists.
Of course.
They're not always going to be the biggest person ever. Like we've had these conversations. Yeah.
Every time the interviewer brought up a controversial topic, Drake smoothly redirected the conversation. He talked about his creative process, his passion for the craft, and his excitement for upcoming projects. It was like watching a pro at work.
When I like what they're doing, I show love. And if they switch up on me, then what can I do, you know? A lot of people tell me like, yo, you gotta stop doing that. Mm-hmm. You gotta stop acknowledging people.
By the end, Drake had completely controlled the narrative, avoiding the drama while still giving a solid interview. It was a reminder of why he's not just a great artist, but also one of the smartest minds in that industry.
What's the shit with that? What happened?
Well, the shit is, just for the record, the thing that was going on that he was saying about my daughter, I didn't even know about that until like literally like a year and a half later.
Okay.
It never hit my radar.
Eminem doesn't mince words, and his interview with Sway showed just that. Sway started asking personal questions, trying to dig into Eminem's private life. But instead of getting flustered, Eminem set boundaries right then and there. He made it clear that he was there to talk about his music, not his personal affairs.
I am in hip hop. I make them bigger by getting into this thing where I'm like, I want to destroy him, but I also don't want to make him bigger. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because now you're a fucking enemy. So I'll leave it at that. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna do at this point right now.
What made the moment so powerful was how Eminem handled it. He didn't lash out or lose his temper. Instead, he calmly explained why those questions weren't appropriate. You could tell he respected Sway, but he wasn't going to let anyone cross the line. It was a perfect example of standing your ground without creating unnecessary drama. Eminem reminded everyone that even in the spotlight, he has the right to protect his personal life, and he did it with his signature, no-nonsense style.
Going out there and saying stuff. And what do you think about what's going on right now in the country?
Wow, it's a lot going on. I think we all got to keep the faith in our values and remember who we are. No matter who's in the White House. You know, my father always said, no matter who's in the White House, you got to get up and go to work in the morning. You know what I mean? So we should definitely all make sure that
Ice Cube's appearance on The View wasn't your typical lighthearted interview. The host hit him with politically charged questions, trying to corner him into taking a stance he wasn't there to discuss. But Cube, being the legend that he is, didn't flinch. He listened, stayed calm, and answered in a way that made it clear he wasn't going to be boxed in.
Well, I think it's a little hard for me to kind of really decipher because I'm not living in the same neighborhood under the same circumstances. But
So your personal life is better.
my personal life is
Yeah.
great. But, you know, there's still a lot of people that need help. Still a lot.
In the struggle.
Yeah, so, you know, I feel like I'm in a position to speak up for them, and I should, you know, why not?
When you were here.
When they pushed harder, he firmly but respectfully reminded them that his focus was on empowering his community, not playing into divisive narratives. Cube didn't let the pressure shake him. Instead, he flipped the script, using their questions to highlight his perspective. By the end of the interview, he had turned what could have been a tense moment into a teaching opportunity. Ice Cube showed that you don't have to yell or get defensive to stand your ground. You just need to know who you are. Got personal fast. The host brought up rumors about his relationship with Cardi B, and it was clear they were fishing for drama, but Offset wasn't about to let that slide. He used the moment to passionately defend his loyalty to Cardi, addressing the rumors had kept it. He didn't try to sugarcoat anything or avoid the tough questions. Instead, he talked about how relationships require effort, growth, and commitment. You could feel how much he cared about his family and how determined he was to set the record straight. The way he handled the situation showed maturity and strength, turning a potentially messy moment into an example of how to deal with invasive questions with class and honesty.
It always seemed like, it seemed like after that moment, after you got out of whatever phase you were in, it was always a possibility. You always kind of said that. So we knew that would happen.
It wasn't nobody getting hurt and type
Yeah.
shit. Like, we come from neighborhoods, people be dying over stupid stuff. Same thing, I was talking about a situation yesterday. Yo, let's move in this direction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we both was on that. It just, we need the time for it to be authentic.
When Meek Mill appeared on the Angie Martinez show, the host tried to dig into rumors and controversies surrounding him. But instead of letting the conversation spiral, Meek handled it like a pro. He calmly answered their questions, addressing each rumor with just enough detail to clear the air without feeding the gossip.
So we gonna catch you and try to embarrass you and change public opinion on you if you feel like somebody that's what the game was about. Now like, oh shit, they got memes, all types of shit going on. I don't know what to do. I'm in a mix. I'm confused now. So it's like,
You survived that though.
Yeah, it ain't no rules though.
What made this moment stand out was how measured Meek's responses were. He didn't let the host push him into saying more than he wanted to, and he kept the focus on his growth and his music. It was a refreshing change from the usual fiery confrontations we're used to seeing. Meek turned the interview into a platform to highlight his resilience and maturity. By the end, there was no room left for speculation, just a clear picture of an artist who's learned to rise above the noise.
I never met you, but I could be absolutely sure that when you walk past me, just like you can look at me, I could be sure that whatever you're doing in your work, in your life's work, is for you and for your benefit only. It's literally for your life and for your monetary gain, because you got to survive and you're worried about you, right? So everything you do, whatever your job is, even though you do your voice in New York, you for the people. It's still like your career. You trying to rise in your career. You can look at me.
J. Cole has a way of turning even the toughest moments into something meaningful, and that's exactly what he did on the Angie Martinez show. The conversation started casually, but things took a turn when Angie brought up criticism about his music. Some artists might have gotten defensive, but not Cole. Instead, he used the moment to dig deep into his creative process and what his music represents.
That's what the whole album is about, basically. Is we didn't even talk about it, but that's what the album is about.
We did talk about it because all of it really goes back to the album.
Right,
it really does.
But it goes, so the album is saying basically what I'm telling you right now. What I realize is like the monetary, the material, even the success and like the things that you place your importance on never can satisfy you and ever make you happy because they never end. There's no amount of money that will ever make you stop if money is what you care about. You'll keep going. Oh, I got $1 million, gotta get 10, got 10, gotta get 100.
His response was more like a poem than an explanation. He talked about how his work is a reflection of his growth, his struggles, and his perspective on the world. It wasn't just an answer, it was a reminder of why Cole's fans connect with him on such a deep level. By the end of the interview, it felt like he had turned a potential moment of conflict into a masterclass in vulnerability and self-expression. That's the magic of J. Cole, always keeping it real.
But you keep talking about being canceled. You keep talking about being at the bottom, climbing
I ain't
back
talking
to the
about
top.
it no more.
But I'm saying, but when maybe I wasn't paying attention. I ain't see it that way.
Man, that's that.
I don't see it that way.
I appreciate that from you, my G,
saw
because
it.
I know you don't fuck around. Yeah, you saw it.
I saw it.
Yeah,
and
what you see now?
What did you see?
I mean, I feel like I don't believe in cancel culture
Right.
completely, but I did feel like there was a time where you were like, it was like quiet a bit.
DaBaby doesn't shy away from confrontation, but during his The Breakfast Club interview, he made it clear he wasn't going to play into anyone's agenda. The host tried to bait him with questions about his legal troubles, but DaBaby wasn't having it. He kept his cool at first, redirecting the conversation back to his music. But when they kept pushing, he decided enough was enough.
You know, for me to even allow myself to get tricked into being in a space to where I feel like, you know, I'm at the mercy of some motherfuckers who don't understand me as an artist anyway, because anybody who is a fan of me, they already know.
Yeah.
It ain't nothing I can say that'll throw them off to the point to where they're, you're a bad person. I'm turning my back and ain't no way. I didn't say it worse.
DaBaby calmly explained his stance, redirecting the focus to his music while firmly shutting down disrespectful questions. The energy in the room shifted instantly. It wasn't just about avoiding the drama, it was about setting boundaries. DaBaby sent a clear message: if you're not going to respect his time and focus on what matters, he's not sticking around. It was bold, explosive, and exactly what you'd expect from someone who's always in control of his narrative.